Well, welcome and good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8, and I just wanted to make a video about this. This is just a random movie idea that had popped into my head, and it took me about 5 minutes to turn my computer on, type it out. Well, it took me 5 minutes to turn my computer on, get Twitter turned on, and it took me about an hour to type it out. Well, say 40 minutes, so I'm not sure. So, also, my back hurts a lot, so I'm probably going to take some Tylenol after this. Anyway, just wanted to. I'll read the movie idea here shortly. It shouldn't be too long of a video, but this is my Twitter. It's cursed. So yeah. Then again, so is my whole channel. So okay, movie idea. Ghosts Among Us. Worldwide phenomenon occurs, believed to be caused by something extraterrestrial, extra dimensional. Maybe people aren't even sure of which one. Ghosts are humans changed by the other dimension. Some areas and objects take on the ghost effect, like ghosts. Okay, I kind of need to scroll this so I can see that. The ghost effect. Spaces, homes, and parts of woods. Even sections of cities where items with ghost effect appear darker. The effects of light are weakened and they are harder to see. Also, supernatural events seem to take place around or in them. People feel panicked and dread when near them. People succumb to the ghost effect. Light behaves the same. The same around them. Even if you don't see them, you feel the same fear that items are places with the ghost effect, and still. Their eyes are black with bright glowing white irises. They are hyper emotional and are drawn to ghost effect areas. The number of people consumed by the alien/evil ghost effect is growing, as are zones ravaged by it. They appear to be isolationist, but also drawn to small groups of humans, especially those alone or depressed or manic. Humans that succumb to the change run from normal people. People with the ghost effect sometimes abduct normal humans, and not too long after the abducted re-emerge with the ghost effect, usually coming for their family members, saying they love and miss them. So they want to take those they care for to the supernatural otherworld to be with them. Plot twist. Humanity, on a global scale, was affected by a virus from space, infecting 99+% of the human race. People succumbed to the ghost effect are actually people who are either immune or have recovered from the virus and become immune. Places with the ghost effect are clean of the virus. Effects of the virus. Anyone/any place/anything that is clean or pure or immune of the virus instills a sense of deep anxiety in the infected. It's the virus's self-defense mechanism from what threatens it. Also infected feel mostly apathy, fear, increased docility, depression, schizophrenia, etc. Maybe it could be considered similar to the long-term effects of heroin. Like I said, just a movie idea. I thought of 5 minutes before this post. Yeah, I was just laying down in bed, naked, because I don't wear clothes when I sleep. It took me about 5 minutes to turn my computer and Twitter on. It took about an hour to actually type all of this out, pretty much, I think. Not sure. Though, a lot of this stuff seems pretty close to like 47 minutes there, 45, so maybe it didn't take that long. The concept of time is just terrible. My back hurts so fucking badly, though. Where was I? Did I just read that? All right. The people who recover seem hyper emotional because, one, normal people are clinically depressed and can't remember normal emotional range. Also, those who become cured of the virus are used to essentially living in a state similar to sedation mixed with a little bit of brain damage. Basically, your brain just isn't working to the way it's normally supposed to, but you're also feeling like a sedated sort of kind of effect. So imagine if you suddenly had a much more wide and stronger range of emotions and you weren't sedated, and if you had been used to that, it would probably been a bit hard to adapt to. When they recover, they may have increased violence because they're not used to a normal emotions, which seem extreme mood swings from their perspective. Also, most of humanity is still infected with the mind-altering virus, and virus makes those cured look terrifying. So newly immune are isolated and lonely, and they can see the affliction of their loved ones. They miss them and want to cure them so they can continue, so they don't continue to suffer. Because at that point, once you're used to being depressed and a lot of physical pain to the point that it just seems normal to you, then all of a sudden you're not, and then you see like people you love and care for. Because heck, say that's actually true. It's like I'd rather feel something than nothing, but a lot of times, caring about stuff or feeling tends to be more pain than pleasure when it comes to life. Heck, a lot of times caring about another person, it can be the happiest thing in your life. But also, whether or not something bad happens or that person is in pain, I don't know. Human emotions are good and bad. It just, I need a hug. I need like 20 hugs every day. Okay, more than that. I'm being silly. Not entirely sure if I'm being facetious, though. Though, for once, I'm probably not being sarcastic, so whatever. I need a hug. Also, did I already read that? Oh, yeah. Okay, but you guys get the idea. All of you out there are smart, so you know what I mean. I just want to. I have a tendency to ramble. I don't feel like I'm like talking down to anyone because it's the same way I talk to myself. Like I will literally sometimes pace my living room, sometimes even having a screaming match with myself about different philosophical ideas, whether it be random bullshit, whether it be stuff in my personal life, stuff in the world, stuff in the Bible, so on. So sometimes just anime. So anything and everything. So I'd imagine I'd probably drive other people crazy if I was just constantly like, yes, I'm Lunar. You're going to have to deal with a mix of either one. I will switch between basically being so depressed I'm on the verge of basically being catatonic to where I'm just like, I'm sad. I need to hold you and just be hugs and stuff. And then switch to just absolute manic where I'm like, yes, I will now discuss this idea for the next 3 hours from 12 different perspectives and argue with myself as if I'm multiple people and just keep bringing up more and more ideas. And I swear I do not have ADHD or autism or any of that stuff. Though people IRL have suggested the possibility of testing, and I'm like, I'm too old for that shit. Though I did try to make a movie review of Bullet Train with Brad Pitt, called it Daniel Stern Bullet Train. Which, because, the beginning of the movie, Brad Pitt walking down the street to the movie, BG Staying Alive. And, Daniel Stern does the same thing at the beginning of the movie Bushwhacked. But then again, so does Russell Crowe at the start of the movie Virtuosity. So I think that was like a meme back in a time, because the internet really wasn't a thing. It barely existed. You had to be like rich to have a computer back then. And even then, like the internet was just the sound of robots having sex. You just turn on the computer. You couldn't use phones anymore. The computer used the house's only phone line. Cell phones didn't exist. Like that was like super sci-fi technology at that point. And you turn on your computer, it was dial-up internet. It was like the super loud, annoying noises that were like robots just fucking each other. And then You were on the internet, which there really wasn't very many websites. They couldn't do anything, and it loaded so slowly. It was like, hey, you want a picture of Cortana naked? Which I don't think that character even existed back then. But it's like, okay, here's a low resolution picture that will take 2 hours. So, I don't know what the point of that was. Oh, right. But like, all of these movies were doing the same thing. So I'm like, is that like what memes were back then? Because, the internet really wasn't a thing for memes. And plus, the average person didn't really have access to do stuff to make memes. Not that I can either. The closest I've come to trying to make a meme is the Schleevy video, where it was just like I saw a thing of the Schlatt, and he came across a video of like cursed bedrooms and stuff. Someone had a blanket that was just his face, on it all over, and someone called it the Schlanket, and I'm like, what if you just did that with like stuffed animals and it was just an Eevee? But then I imagine it was a real life version. That'd be okay. That's going to aspect of horror, and I don't like that. I like the cute cuddly Eevees. Okay, I can like stuffed animals. Okay, nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying, like I did the movie review of Bullet Train, and I talked about like 200 different subjects, only one of which was the movie. So yeah, I should probably continue this before I make this video like extremely long. Honestly, if you actually bothered to listen to this video at all, thank you. I don't know why you're listening to me. I'm just some random guy who rambles at his computer. But I appreciate that you're there. So, hugs. I'm trying to figure out where I am. Ah, aren't we all? Shit. I'm so dumb. Okay, but yeah, so this is part 11 of the post. Does Twitter Blue let me type longer messages? But yeah, the previous 10 parts are a movie idea called The Ghosts Among Us. Just a random thought that popped in my head and felt I needed to type it before I forgot. Please tell me what you think. Also, hugs. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I yeah. Other than that, um, I hope all of you are doing well. I'll probably upload this and lay back in bed for a bit and then take some more Tylenol and go to work. But yeah, um, bye everybody.